5.5.3 related Sage code. And the point of this is that, a lot of times when people are doing problems, that a lot of things exhaust them. For example, arithmetic exhausts people. That's probably the big one. I'm going to say if it's exhausting you, using a calculator is not a bad thing to be doing. And Sage is great at using computation. Now, certainly, I'm just going to go to the Sage instant. And I want to point out one of the problems I often see happens with students is they'll type something in and wonder why they're doing this over here. So if I type in the square root of 1800, it's going to give me something that it says 30 times the square root of 2. For most students, that has no benefit at all. So what you want to do is if you want to force Sage to do a computation, put a decimal point in it. And it's going to say, oh, you want an approximate to that number. It gives you an approximate. Another way to do that is just type in .n. And there's all kinds of arguments for this. This one's a numerical approximation. And it gives me a numerical approximation to it. Now, someone says, what does this problem have to do with? It has to do with that problem about De Morgan. At least I believe it was De Morgan. Let me take a look. It's been a while since I looked at the problem set. Yeah. So, it had to do with his little riddle, and we figured it out. We did it at the whiteboard, by the way. But what might have been exhausting to some students was actually the square roots might have been exhausting. Not bad, by the way. So the other thing I want to point out is, in the problem set, this over here, it looked like this equation over here, and I'm writing it down. We solved it. We've done this many times before. So looking back over it, someone said, I wonder what problem that was. It's certainly from the set. So looking at it, and I'm going to say, let's take a look. Yeah, it's this guy over here. All right. By the way, someone says, gee, it looks so much shorter in Sage. I still had to do paper and pencil work to get to that. Right? It wasn't something I just looked at it and said, oh, gee, that's what I have to write down. No, I had to do the work. All right. But I would recommend, carefully looking at what we've done at the whiteboard and then the relationship between the whiteboard and what I'm doing in Sage. And there should be some, a corollary between the two. Thank you.